It's the Jax, and I want to take a minute to talk about this Roe versus Wade nonsense. See if I can gather my thoughts together real quick. Because the way I see it, it ain't the first time they talked about it. Every couple of years they talk about repealing this nonsense. And if I remember right, it was either last year or the year before that a couple places like Texas are already trying to ban it. Now, I don't understand why you quote-unquote pro-life people don't think a woman should have agency over her fucking body. And it's been a while ago. A couple years ago, I decided I was just going to stop arguing with you people. Because most of you your arguments are all one-dimensional. There was only one guy recently that actually gave me on Twitter. If you go to my Twitter and scroll down a little bit, you'll see it. In my tweets and replies, most likely. Gave me an argument that actually, for the most part, remotely made sense. But most of y'all saw always the three things. Oh, you're murdering babies. You're murdering living, breathing fetuses. And most of them are not. They're symbiotes. They're not fully formed. And, I mean, whatever. So abortion is murder. Yes and no. Maybe not. It's not always a fucking person in there. I mean, I don't consider a little protoplasm to be some kind of human life. And really, I actually would like to see some of you quote-unquote pro-life people's opinions on the Second Amendment. Because if somebody rolled up in your house, hell-bent on killing or robbing you, what are you going to do? Hold off and call the cops? So it looked like you had moving day last night. By the time they get there, or are you going to blast them in the chest a couple of times? I mean, isn't defending yourself and everything you work for from a villainous human being hell-bent on taking it from you, isn't that also murder? So you're talking about like semantics or whatever. Whatever. I don't get it. I'm just curious. Because it's just a viable option, regardless of whether you like it or not. Oh, and there's also the argument too. Because God and Jesus said blah, 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 blah. You can't blah, 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 blah. Like, ain't got shit to do with religion. We talking about logic and common sense here, not religion. Religion has no place in politics and human life in the way that you think it should. So then the third one, I actually don't even remember the third one. I had all three of these set up already, but I forgot what the third one was. You know, abortion is murder, God and Jesus. But whatever. All the arguments except for that one guy that talks to me on Twitter are all one-dimensional bullshit. It's the same rhetoric almost all the fucking time. And the other reason I don't like to argue with you quote-unquote pro-choice motherfuckers. Oh, that's what it is. That's the third one. Just abstain. just be celibate and not have sex. Like, yeah. I'm just gonna not do one of the funnest, best things in life to avoid something that is either another great thing or a tragedy, depending on how you look at it. Again, nonsense, foolishness. That's why I don't like talking to you people online anymore. I'm more likely just to call you dumb and leave it at that. Because you don't want to fucking listen to logic. It doesn't matter how many arguments that we provide, any instances, whatever. You're like, no, that's wrong. You're wrong. Who cares? Who cares if she's underage and her brother and dad ran a train and gave her a set of twins from both their DNAs. It doesn't matter. It's a life's a life. Even if it does end up coming out like that dolphin kid from Paradise PD. Damn, I turned down the wrong street. That's what I'm getting sick of dealing with. Like, no amount of logic makes sense to you people. It eludes you. And then your thing is like, oh, you just want to kill babies. You just want to do that. No, we don't. What we want is a viable option in case it has to come to that. In case it has to come to that. What was that? More junk I probably don't need. That's what we're saying. We're not just about abortion. And abortion clinics aren't just abortion clinics. That's just a thing that they do. And honestly, if someone gets pregnant and they don't want it, they shouldn't have to have a reason. If they don't want it, they don't want it. But at the end of the day, it's a viable option. It's a last resort more times than not. Sure, maybe some people are just getting them willy-nilly, but I don't think those numbers are as large either as the people that are doing it because they have to for whatever reason. Sometimes it's not even if they want to get one. They just fucking have to get one. And that's what it is. You people aren't as compassionate as you think you are. Because you don't think that a woman should have agency over her own fucking body. And I'll tell you another thing. Okay. Say it does. Okay, so say it does get repealed everywhere across the country. You understand why that they did that in the first place? And mind you, it was men. Men are the ones that passed this law. Men passed a lot of the laws that either work for us or against us because we've always been in power. And I've already said that shit in another video. But okay, it was repealed because of backdoor abortions that are often far more dangerous than the proper medical procedure ones. Because it was like, well, they're going to keep doing it despite it being illegal, so we might as well change it up. You think everybody's just gonna not get an abortion just because it's appealed? No. If they want it bad enough, they're still gonna get it. They're still gonna find a way to get it, just like they did in the before it was even enacted. They did it then, and they're gonna do it again. The amount of them that'll do it, I don't know. But here's this. Say it was repealed across the whole country. Say it was. Okay? Well, seeing as we can no longer get abortions done because, you know, everybody follows the law because it's a law. No one's ever broken the law before. No one's ever stolen anything because stealing's illegal. No one ever speeds because you're not allowed to speed. So let's say that everybody obeys this new law of no abortions. Can we get rid of the 2-drink minimum of hysterectomies? Huh? Does that sound like a fair exchange? Granted, yes, it's still giving women agency over their own bodies. And we know you people don't like that shit. But at least it's not killing babies. Because the ones that seriously don't want to have none aren't going to have the equipment to do it. So at least it's saving your precious symbiotic protoplasms that you think are actual human beings, these protoforms that most of them are. So it sounds like a good trade-off. Both sides win and both sides lose. And I know some people are going to be like, well, hysterectomies are a lot more complicated and riskier than vasectomies. And yes they are. Yes, they are. But does it still make sense that something, the female equivalent of a vasectomy, won't even be done unless they've had the whole thing of what they're trying to avoid is children? You have to have at least 2 of them. And I suppose it wouldn't be a problem for someone that actually wanted to have kids and they got their set amount of kids and they're like, all right, we're shutting down the studio, we're shutting down the factory. But for somebody that wants none at all, they should just be able to roll up, set a fucking appointment, and get that shit done. Makes perfect fucking sense to me. Makes all the sense in the world to me. I'm fucking, I'm a free spot. Light the cigarette back up. Quickly, as traffic. I'm just saying. Yes, I know that they're a lot riskier than vasectomy and whatnot, but I mean, come on now. Everybody's not just like going straight up abortion. It's just a viable option that should be left on the table. Not no damn celibacy. Now that's like saying, oh, you don't want to be fat, just don't eat food no more. Okay, then I'll just die bones. Like, what logic is that? The best thing to do is these safe sex practices. That means dudes, wrap up your junk, get the birth control, the pill, whatever you need. Take all the preventative measures you can or want to, and it doesn't matter if she's on birth control or not. Wrap it up anyway. Get them Plan B pills or whatever. And once all that fails, and neither of you still want a kid, then you can think about abortion. Go to the clinic, they'll talk to you, have a little meeting and discussion to see if you really, really want to go through with it. And that's usually how that goes down. It's not just you just walk in like a fast food joint and yeah, let me get a number 5 and with a to-go bag. No, it's not like that at all. You just can't just roll up in there and they shove up the egg beater in the shop vac and be done with it. No, it don't work that way. It's a process. A last resort. I'm not saying that it has to be a last resort, but think of it as a last resort. And this is why I don't like arguing with you fools. Because y'all can't see nothing but the inside of your colon. With your arrogance and your adoption. Well, I mean, adoption isn't that great. I mean, there's kids that never get adopted. They just end up in the system. They go from adoption agency to group home to adult or in trouble or whatever. And I know it's not, that's just a case-by-case thing. You know, it's not something monolithic. And then some people be like, well, the men should have a say, which is a touchy subject. And I don't speak on that either. Because what if the woman wants an abortion and doesn't want the kid, but the dude wants the kid? I don't think a woman should have to go through labor if she's not so inclined to do it. But I also think if the dude wants a kid, I mean, well, I don't know. Chuck it up as a loss or some shit? I don't know. Adopt. There you go. There you go. That'll help the adoption issue. Adopt a kid. Have her vain interest in it, because it's hard as fuck for single men to adopt kids. Look at that, another issue there. I don't know. I don't have an answer for that. That's a paradox. It's a conundrum. I just know that I'm sick of you people. You annoy the hell out of me. You don't have any kind of logic. And no matter what we say, no matter what we present, you're like, no, you're wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong. You blah, blah, blah. Because God and Jesus said that the abstinence is the Holy Trinity. And I think dudes that don't want to have kids, and vasectomies and hysterectomies, despite the former being usually reversible. And honestly, sometimes those don't even work that well either. Sometimes they come undone. Sometimes the small percentage of people still end up impregnating people, even with the snip. But I think if people seriously, really do not want to have children ever, that hysterectomies and vasectomies are as a viable option as abortion. And if they 110% do not ever want to have children, they want to die a death without any kind of legacy like that, then they should do that. But if it's dangerous to have a kid, or it's not the time because mistakes happen, and that doesn't mean someone should have to suffer giving birth to their nephew son, that they can't just have an abortion. There's a pause button on there. Somebody get something to drink. All right, we back on? Good, we back on. I hit the wrong button. I'd hate to have this thing in two parts. All right, so got my drink, got my cigarettes, and I can't wait to get a new backpack. Oh, if you've seen my other stuff, I got a new little project I'm working on. It's a cyberpunk aesthetic backpack that I'm making. I don't have any recorded video of it because it's a pain to sew it up and try to record at the same time. But I've got some pictures taken. It's going to be on Instagram. If you don't know my Instagram, check my Instagram out. So anyway, I was saying that vasectomies and hysterectomies and abortions should be viable options. All right, hurry up. Drop ass town and country. They should be viable options for people who are trying to control having any more, having zero children. And This is pretty much what all I'm saying on it. And I'm hoping that I'm speaking slow enough and clear enough and reiterating enough through my pontification that maybe some of you so-called pro-life people understand what I'm saying to you. Take it in. Open your mind. Get out your colon and get some fresh air. Fresh air, see some sun, and touch grass. Just because we want abortions optional don't mean we just want abortions. We just need that as an option. And that's all there is to it. That's a viable option. We're not just out here trying to murder babies in droves and assaulting women on the street with coat hangers and shit. We're just talking. We want it to be left on the table like it should be. And women should have agency over themselves. And I don't care what you say, like, oh, isn't this not her body? It's her body. No, it's her body. Regardless of what state the child is in. It's her body until it's formed enough that you can actually cause a little protoform or proto-human to an actual human. Still symbiote in there. Still surviving off of her. Because by that same argument, then I hope some of you get tapeworms and swim in the wrong streams and get those little catfish up there, you know what. And don't be running to the hospital talking about get them out. Don't be running to the doctor's office talking about I need pills to dissolve this thing and get it out of my intestines. Get this thing out of my urethra. Get it out here. No. That's your body. It ain't just your body. That little parasite symbiote, worm, catfish, it's a part of you now. That's your body. You share it. You keep that fucker in there and you cherish it. And you feed it and take care of it. Don't be running up to no hospital talking about I need the forceps up my butthole. I need the pills and the I forgot what they're called. The booty pills that you stick inside there. That you take rectally. Don't be rolling up talking about that when you get that stuff in you. Nah, it's a living thing. It needs you to survive. Why are you trying to get rid of it? Keep your tapeworm. Keep your urethra fish. Nah, let it stay in there and live. It needs to live, don't it? Don't it? Right. You see how dumb that sounds? Just learn how to listen to reason, options. Because you can say all you want. You can say the same 3 one-dimensional rhetorics all you want to. There are so many more reasons for it than against it. You just don't like it. Most of us are coming from a logical standpoint of reason, logistics. And that's pretty much all I've got to say on it. Because I'm about to head home. Have me a nice lunch. And go to work. Got work to do. All the way in the boring flyover state of Indiana. In Hoosiertown. So, this is the Jax, aka Rhapsodic Leviathan, JaxRhapsody. You can find me on TikTok, Medium, Instagram, Fiction Press, Fan Fiction, AO3, Literotica. Wherever you see the name and logo, it's me. City Data, Lipstick Alley, wherever. Black Planet. Yes. Twitter. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. Alrighty.